beautifully unbridled, chasing the sun, elegant through the ages, born to run, blessed to be wild and free, so strong and proud, true American child, running Mustangs and wild.
Hi everybody, I'm Devin O'Day from Mustang Heritage Foundation. This is our show, Mustang Wild. And if I'm standing outside the Alltech Arena at Road to the Horse. It's cold, it's windy, but we've got some news coming about Mustang Heritage at this very arena soon. Can't spill the beans yet. We've got something exciting going. There's so many plans. Just stay tuned right here. Follow, subscribe, and share. MustangHeritageFoundation.org, and of course, follow us on all of our Facebook pages and Instagram. When did you start SoulStang?
We started SoulStang 2.5 years ago.
Why?
To help Mustangs and veterans and first responders.
And well, what was the first Mustang you started with?
The first Mustang I ever started with was my little Mustang Chili. She is now 7 years old.
Now, where'd you pick her up?
We picked her up off the online auction, and then we ended up picking her up in Ewing, Illinois. She is actually from Cedar Mountain, Utah.
Tell me a little bit about a couple of the veteran stories that have really stuck in your heart. I know they all do.
Yes.
But when you have a Mustang and they meet a veteran, or the veteran meets a Mustang for the first time, what happens?
Basically, you have a lot of folks that come in with PTSD or traumatic brain injuries. They don't feel like they have a purpose anymore. So actually bringing them in and helping them, giving them the skills to help gentle a Mustang, gives them purpose and meaning, and they feel like they're wanted and needed again. You'll see people up with big brick walls, and those Mustangs help them bring those walls back down so that they can trust people again.
What about, females in the military are quite different, and there's that other extra added layer of women who have PTSD from sexual assault. And that's something we don't like to talk about in the military, but it happens to a lot of women. Yes. Can Mustangs be helpful with that?
Absolutely. We have women that come in that don't trust anybody anymore, and we do the join up in the round pen. They'll say, if this wild horse can trust me, maybe I can learn to trust people again.
Okay, tell me about this lady that is one of your veterans.
She's one of our veterans. She's a disabled veteran, and she used to help out a whole lot with the Little League baseball kids, and then she injured her back, so she's not able to do that anymore. But she said coming back and meeting the horses gave her purpose, and so she's going to help us with fundraising.
There's always something people can do. And what about Yuma, your little horse named Yuma? Horses don't always know a little bit about a wheelchair, but what happened with Yuma?
So Yuma, we had a veteran come in. It's in a wheelchair, electronic wheelchair. He'd never been trained to it, and he just warmed up to Doc and the Doc, and just walks along with Doc, and just puts the biggest smile on Doc's face. He's actually enabled Doc to be able to get up out of that wheelchair. Because Doc said he really had no purpose or no want, but he says, now I want to get up and I want to walk with that horse. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
How can we help you? How can we help you? How anybody who's watching this today?
Check out our Facebook page or our website, and we're always looking for donations because we're all 100% ran by volunteers. Nobody gets a salary, and we're all very passionate about what we do, and the more funds we get, the more Mustangs we can save, the more programs we can run for the veterans. Yeah.
out here to have fun and all you want to do is work.
Everyone meet Lily, the subject of our very first and signature piece of the Rescued series in partnership with the Mustang Heritage Foundation. Lily was rescued and trained through their Extreme Makeover Challenge by Aria Farmer right here in Franklin, Tennessee. The goal of the series is to help bring awareness with this organization to show the versatility and the beauty and the amazing abilities of these Mustangs and their need to be rescued and be rehomed. The very first steps of a painting involve lots and lots of drawings. I begin with lots of loose sketches just to gather the energy and the movement and what kind of dynamic I want to capture in the horse. And then I focus on where I want the horse to be positioned on the canvas, and finally focus on some value sketches that really lock in that essential element for a painting. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy watching the process.
Coming to the Williamson County Ag Expo Park in Franklin, Tennessee, the Mustang Heritage Spectacular, June 20th through 23rd. 4 days, 3 events, the Celebrity Freestyle Challenge, Extreme Mustang Makeover, and the Mustang and Burro Open Show with $150,000 in cash prizes. Plus, there's great shopping with vendors from all over the country. June 20th through 23rd, the Mustang Heritage Spectacular in Franklin, Tennessee. Brought to you by the Mustang Heritage Foundation. But Bon Cheval is an incredible product with CBD, and it's for horses, dogs, people too, right?
Yeah, exactly, all three. Yeah, so it's a product for horses by horse people. So we really take pride in our products. We really research them. We use them on our own horses, on our own dogs, on ourselves. We completely stand behind the product. It's definitely been a labor of love for us.
Tell me a little bit about you as a horsewoman. How did you get involved in it?
Through life, basically. We started off with some of my performance horses having issues. One of my main stallions, Prodigy, is a little bit of a handful, so we started it with him and noticed like huge differences right away. But then from there, we tested out these products for about 2 years on my barn horses at Transitions Equestrian Center. So we've used it for everything from one of my performance horses had seizures, ulcers, stress, anxiety, calming, everything. I mean, the CBD products really work, so we decided we loved it so much we wanted to start a company of our own. So we worked close with chemists and veterinarians to make sure that our products are some of the best out there that you can get. So
all of our products are made in the lab. There are formulas that are made in the lab. It's not made in our kitchen. We really take pride in making sure that we have the best quality. We're the only CBD company that I know of that uses water-soluble CBD. It's way more effective than your traditional hemp oil. And so we've really taken that forward step to try to be the most innovative and the best products on the market.
You have everything from treats to salves to sprays too, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we developed the spray because we wanted something that we could use on larger areas. I personally use it on my horse before and after each ride. I can just tell in the time that we've been using it how much more relaxed that she's been, and I can tell that she's feeling a lot better.
We make a lot of effort to talk to people about horse shows, but trail riding those horses really need some help at the end of a trail,
Yeah.
because you're not showing for 12 hours, but you might actually be on a horse for 12 hours.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the nice thing about this product, is it doesn't matter if you need it for trails or just a day-to-day thing. You know, it's kind of like, I joke and say it's like the duct tape of the horse world, that it kind of fixes almost everything that you need for whatever horse you need it for. So young to old.
What kind of horses have you worked with as an entertainer with horses?
So for 6 years, I was the main rider for the world famous Lepizan Stallion show. From there, I've been performing with my paint mare. It's actually one of my favorites, to Frisians and Andalusians. So you name it, and I just performed on a big warm blood in Pennsylvania. So you name it, and I'll ride it. So it doesn't matter. It's a good horse.
Well, where can they find your product if they're not going to be at our show?
Boncheval.net is our website. We ship countrywide, so look us up there, or on Facebook at Bon Cheval Premium Equine Supplies.
Hi, my name is Melissa Ashcraft. This is Dulce Vita. We're here to tell you about our hot new CBD product hitting the market now called Bon Cheval. To introduce the first products, this is our CBD. It is the tincture, so you have a choice of even just buying the tincture straight out and putting it in the horse's mouth, or you can buy a bag of pre-made CBD cubes that the horses absolutely love. So this is a 100 milligram CBD cube. This is peppermint flavored. What you want to do is you want to give your horse this about 15 minutes before they're going to drink. So normally what my crew does is they go and they put a halter on them, give them a treat, walk them out to the pastures, turn them loose, and they're good. So we give this to the horses twice a day. And again, it's peppermint. Horses love it. Do you love it? Yes. There you go.
Extreme Mustang Makeover. When did you participate the first
I participated in 2009 first, and then 2012 for the second time.
And was that your first Mustang?
Yeah, the 2009 one was. Yeah.
And okay, I gotta get this, because I want people to understand, because I'm just getting into Mustangs myself too. So how old were you when you first got into Mustangs?
When I first got into Mustangs was 2009. I know my last one I was 65 for the second one. So.
And that's training Mustangs at this age, So this is that people don't realize too. A horse is a horse is a horse. That Mustang's still different, right?
Right. Yeah, they're really nice animals as far as once they bond with you.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get that bond, but once they do, they just latch onto you and they take your heart, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we couldn't part with any of them, because at that time, you had to auction them off at the end. Well, I bought them all back,
That's the way, isn't it?
Yeah, because because I'm not a professional, so I'm not into it to buy and sell, So I get attached to everything, and especially something you spend every day with for 90 days, getting it ready.
I hear that over and over and over. People said, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't sell them. And what is different about a Mustang and a domestic, do you think?
I guess it's the Mustang just seems to be more bonded to the person that trains them, I think, because I've done the yearlings, that were domestic. Now I have a young Mustang that's, she was born in captivity in Idaho at the facility, in the BLM facility there. Her mother was captured in Nevada and shipped to Idaho, and then she had the foal. So I got her. She's just 4 now, but she acts more like the domesticated ones because she, was young. So you can imprint them a little differently. The wilder ones, they seem to have that little wild instinct quite a while, I mean, they just never lose that, but they're just beautiful animals and just so loving.
It's just so wonderful how you light up when you talk about it. And I see people talk about Mustangs, and literally there's such a joy of life that comes from that, right?
Yes, yeah. The first stall is my 2012 Mustang, Charlie. And when I walk in the morning, he greets me with his head, and I get to hug him. And it just gives you a warm feeling. And then you go along and pet all the other horses that, I have 10 horses, so I pet them all. But there's something special about that first hug in the morning with Charlie.
So this is Felix in the chute right now. When I'm trying to get these guys to go in the chute, all I'm doing is applying pressure until they're going towards what I'm trying to get them to do. And as soon as they do it, I'm going to try to take that pressure off. Sometimes it might take a little bit more pressure to get them in there. I'm not whacking them with anything. I'm just kind of making myself bigger and making noise. With him right there, I was trying to get him to do it, and as soon as he turned around and looked at the chute, I stopped and he walked right in. So I'm going to go ahead and get the halter on him. I'm going to get him groomed up, and then I'm going to lead him out and work on leading for probably just a couple minutes, honestly, and then we'll go from there. Isn't as scary as you think it is? Oh man, it's worse. It's worse than you think it is. What did you think I was going to do? Cut your head off with it? I know, it's scary. I got down to his belly until he could stand there without thinking it was going to kill him, and I stopped. He did not have to take off that time. Right there. Right there. Before he was just tearing out of that chute like he needed to get out of there. He is actually learning. So that is what happens when you get your hand set up. If they were under that pressure, they don't want to do that all the time. He still made the attempt, so I'm going to give him that break. And I'm going to try again here in a minute. Well, we're going to start working on this. He's going to start getting more comfortable. Maybe he'll get where Nadia and Jilly are. I could walk right up to Nadia or Jilly now. I mean, it takes them a minute to kind of hook on, but more or less I can walk up to him and start petting him. Good job, buddy. So that's all I'm really going to do with him today. I might work on leading for a couple more minutes, but he's making contact. He's trying to figure out leading, and he's doing a pretty good job at it, considering he's an unhandled Mustang. Well, he was an unhandled Mustang. So we're just going to keep building on this. Hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll start working on the more advanced stuff, just really touching him all over, starting to introduce him to picking up his feet. We'll just see how his progress goes, but I'm excited for him. He's a pretty good looking Mustang, so hopefully we'll get him to the point where he's comfortable around people and he'll find his forever home. Whoa, that was scary. You smell weird. I haven't even eaten anything today. I don't know what I would smell like.
Here in the United States, nature inspires us, grounds us, and surrounds us. For the U.S. State Forest Service, people and nature are deeply connected. From the wood that frames our homes, to fishing, skiing, hunting, and hiking just outside your door, right down to the fresh water we drink and the clean air we breathe. We all rely on our national forests and grasslands, and for us, living here means being a part of the community. Tribes, cities and towns, ranches and farms, we all value these places we call home. That's why the Forest Service takes a long-term view. We listen and learn so everyone can enjoy the benefits from these natural resources. It's our privilege to work with communities to keep your national forests and grasslands healthy and productive now and for generations to come. We call this the greatest good, and we've been guided by this principle for over 100 years. People and nature benefit the most when we work together. So walk with us. Tell us what matters to you, and let's find the greatest good together.
As a horse owner, healthcare is your top priority, especially when your horse is fighting bacterial infections. Uniprim, an oral antibiotic powder for horses by Neogen, can help. Fast-acting Uniprim is given once daily. There is no crushing or sweetening needed, and Uniprim is available in unflavored or apple. At the end of the day, all you really want is to provide the best care. Ask your vet about Neogen's Uniprim today.
So here is Zephyr on day 8, and I have a bucket that's kind of off screen here, but working on some positive associations because he really likes our stable feed, Seasons feed. So working on that for his reward. And he's been a very interesting horse to work with. You know, he's taken a little bit longer with some things, but then he's really got a curiosity factor that I've noticed is starting to come out. So just working on here, you know, it's actually pretty good when I'm a little distracted. You can see he's kind of thinking here that, hey, that was some pretty tasty stuff. And so I'm actually going to reward that. And he's getting a little bit better with taking it from my hand. And here's kind of a view of the stable feed, Seasons feed. It's called the Biome Blend. So it's got a hay pellet called sainfoin, which is actually an old hay that used to be used. And it's actually got incredible benefits to it. Lots of anti-inflammatories. And so it's got a good mix of really good things in it, and it's nice and balanced, so he seems to really like it. So just here working on giving a little bit of a touch and then doing a reward. You can see he still has a little bit of reactiveness there. Now I'm going to ask him to move forward.
So after a while of doing kind of that slow work, I still want them, they have to be able to move around. So getting control of the feet a little bit, moving in a direction. And anytime he kind of asks to stop and look at me, I'm still going to ask to send him forward and keeping the cue always consistent. So using my left hand to direct and then using my right hand as the pressure. And this becomes what I go to every single time. So if I try to do trailer loading or sending over an obstacle, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So then they understand and know what that means. But again, because each horse is different, sometimes they handle it pretty fine, but then sometimes with the more reactive ones, you have to break it down into those smaller steps. And it's very interesting with the Mustangs because they can just let us know how to be a little bit more aware. So of the mistakes that we make, which the mistake was for me, I didn't have him prepared for the two hands yet. So I had to go back and help him figure out that that's not a bad thing. And I'm always trying to see if I can find some of those itchy spots. Like a little bit under his chin groove here. He got a little bit of a response. But what I like is that he's not real reactive about me touching under there, so that's very good. And I really do like enjoying kind of the closer moments that we're having, and his energy feels really good. So versus a couple of days ago where he was a bit reactive in that blowy feeling, he is much more quiet and softer. And so it feels very comforting to be next to him while we're engaged in this.
The bond and connection is just so much stronger with them than I have ever had with any of my domestic horses. To be able to see horses out in the wild in their natural habitat and just, being horses and their social interactions is absolutely phenomenal. Horses do have such deep connection between one another. I feel like with Mustangs, because they are so different, they literally come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors. I feel like a privilege to be able to have one of those horses and kind of take care of them and call them mine.
Running Mustang wild. Running Mustang wild.
Well, that's our show. I'm so excited that you join us each and every week. We love hearing your stories. Our new segment, My Mustang Story. If you've got one, please let me know. Devin at MustangHeritageFoundation.org. Join us each and every week. We're here with Mustang stories, Mustang news, and all things Mustang. Mustang Wild is for people wild about Mustangs. And it takes all of us. It takes all of us and all of what we do to shine the light on these amazing horses. So join us, won't you? MustangHeritageFoundation.org. If you're not a member, we'd love to have you.
Wild and free, so strong and proud, true American child, running Mustang wild, running Mustang wild, running Mustang wild.